My next guest and I go back to my early days in Cleveland, Ohio. He's currently starring here at the Hilton Hotel with Neil Sedaka, who's going to be our guest this week also. And he's the king of scrambled syntax. Here is Norm Crosby. Welcome him, please.
Oh, it's nice to see you.
Thank you. It's good. Just before I left town, you had what they call a star in the Walk of Fame on Hollywood Boulevard.
You know about that.
Was that a big thrill for you?
Oh, it was the most exciting thing. I'll tell you something. I'm sure you have. I know you have. I've been in your dressing room and I've seen all the plaques and citations, and some of them that you pleaded not guilty.
Yes.
But we, all of us who achieve a measure of success in our industry, are honored by organizations and groups around the country because it's a cheap way to get a free show.
Now, he just made
and
a very true statement.
Am I right? They make you the man of the year or the guy of the week or the fella of the month, and then you come there and you accept your little plaque and then you work for nothing. It's nice. But I'm kidding. You know, we do enough of that. But there are wonderful, wonderful organizations, charitable organizations that we do a lot of good for. Our telethons raise incredible money for research and deviation of sections and so forth. But to have a star, Mike, put in cement that is permanent, I mean, that's there for posterior. That's going to be there.
Posterior? Oh, yes, of course.
Barring earthquakes, that star is going to be there, and you walk by it, and it's a whole different ballgame. It really is. It's the most exciting thing. I come home some nights late from a club date or something, and I take a detour by Hollywood Boulevard, and I just pull over. I mean it. I get out of the car, and I just look at it.
Tell the truth now. If somebody has thrown gum, and there's a piece of gum on your...
Oh, I clean
You do what
it.
I do. I clean mine.
Brillo.
I get down at the razor blade, scrape it.
I keep, Comet and
mine is immaculate.
those Brillo pads. I get out at night. I don't care. I wore out 2 good tuxedos with them. Scrubbed it up. But it's really a thrill. I'm in between Jack Benny and Red Skelton.
Oh, that's great.
Which was the greatest thrill of all. That's the spot they gave me.
That's wonderful.
It's nice. They had a beautiful ceremony, and it was installed. You know, my neighborhood where I came from in Boston, if you said that a guy had been put into cement, I mean, you knew that he was not going to show up no more. That was another thing.
No more club dates for him. That's it.
But I really am excited about it. I have been very lucky in my life. I've had opportunities like you have too. I know you have.
Sure.
To say thank you and reciprocate for the good things that we enjoy. I just had a marvelous golf tournament for the City of Hope just a couple of weeks ago. And it was the Norm Crosby Celebrity Golf Tournament for the benefit of the City of Hope. And at our banquet, we honored August Bush III. And it was an incredible. We raised $425,000 for medical research.
Oh,
isn't that something?
Wow. Excuse me, but I wanted you to tell them who August Bush III is.
Well, August Bush III, as you know, if you drink beer, is chairman of the board and chief executive officer of Anheuser-Busch, who manufacture probably the best beer in the world. And a lot of performers, just a minute, a lot of actors take advantage of their fame and notoriety to promote certain products and use their name to talk about service.
You wouldn't. No, you never.
But natural light beer has no natural. It has no artificial ingredients. I mean, really.
Will you stop? Does it bother you that, now seriously, the most recognition you have had
came from
that commercial?
Absolutely. It bothered me until I went to the bank.
And you met Liberace and you both laughed all the way.
No, I mean it. It's been exciting. It's the truth. It's such a paradox about show business. I had been a standard act on just about every major television show. I had been a regular on all the talk shows. I co-hosted the Mike Douglas show.
Tell about.
I did everything.
I want to tell something lovely about
that
you.
Are the rudiments of a career. And yet, it wasn't until the commercials that I locked in that kind of rapport with people that I could walk down the street. I mean it. I would go anywhere and people would come up to me and say, "Aren't you the guy that talks funny? Aren't you, what's his name, Bill Cosby? Aren't you, you know?"
Can I tell something lovely about you?
But just let me finish, because it's my spot, Mike. You're going to be here the whole night.
I just want to talk about your son. Now I won't do it.
I've always told you
I won't talk about your son.
You get people on the show, you never let him say nothing.
I was going to talk about your kid, and now I won't do it. No.
Oh, do it. What kid? Which one?
No, he did. When the first time his son was an infant, a tiny little infant, and your wife, to surprise him, we flew his wife in from Boston to Cleveland. She brought the baby on television, first time on television. Now, lap dissolve. I have a 20th anniversary on television. This man buys an ad in the trade paper, has that very picture of the baby and his wife walking on the show, and said, by the way, my son is 13.
He's going to be 13. You're old.
That's a long time ago, Norm.
You're one of the regulars. I mean, you were in television when, Pearl White was
Before it was
movies.
invented, I was in it, yes.
That's right. I go back with you to those days.
You still have your show, the Comedy Shop?
The Comedy Shop is on hiatus right now. We've taken it off with changing syndicators. I want to tell you something about this, man. I'm glad you mentioned the Comedy Shop. People know you only as a bon vivant and Jen's husband and a television pretty face that used to be a vocalant. But I mean it. You never get a chance to say these things about people. Mike and I were presenters at a television convention, the syndicating convention, a couple of years ago. And my show had just been picked up for its third year, and I was really excited about it. And all we were supposed to do was walk out to the podium and say the winner of the award for the Charlie Callis look-alike contest, whatever it was, I don't remember. And he, as we were opening the envelopes, turned to me in front of that very extinguished audience of all people in the business. And he said to me, Norm, by the way, congratulations, your show's just been picked up again, and I think it's terrific. That's a nice man. Isn't that a nice thing to do? And that's why he was in trouble. He did a couple of months for that, and but I appreciate it.
You know what I love about your show? You have terrific young people on, and there's not enough of that going on. And believe me,
not enough young people going on. That's the truth.
But I'm going to do something. I'm going to do something about that. I'm going to do something about bringing new people, new faces on the show. And there's a young guy with us tonight,
Howie Mandel,
who came on my show, and I did not audition him. I hadn't seen him, and the kids said, we were over at the Comedy Store, we saw this guy, and I think the guy is tremendous.
He did the same thing. He tore it up on my show.
And he's over co-starring with Diana Ross at Caesar's Palace. I want to bring him out now. Here is young Howie Mandel. I'd like to thank the Academy for this award. We're coming right back right after this message. Howie.